You thought I'd marry you? My girlfriend mocked my proposal. In front of everyone. I walked away without a word days later. Her affair and the truth behind her setup were exposed. That was what my girlfriend said to me in front of both our families when I proposed. She laughed like the idea itself was pathetic. Like I had embarrassed myself just by believing 3.5 years meant something. Her friends laughed with her. Phones were already up, recording every second. Her mother made a comment about how she could do so much better. And I stood there with the ring box open in my hand, realizing I had not just been rejected, I had been set up, so I closed the box. I did not argue. I did not beg. I did not give them the dramatic reaction they were clearly waiting for. I walked out without a word. After that, she called me delusional. She demanded I apologize for embarrassing her. Her friends tried to twist the story online and make me look controlling, desperate, and unstable. But by the weekend, the truth about her affairs, her schemes, and the little performance she had planned with her friends started destroying the image she had built so carefully. My name is Daniel. I am 32 years old, and I work in Nashville as a fire protection systems engineer. I design sprinkler and suppression systems, one of those jobs almost nobody understands until their building does not burn down. I had a steady career, decent savings, and a life I thought made sense. 3.5 years with the same woman. Shared apartment. Families who knew each other. Plans for the future. I really thought I had it figured out. Turns out, I was just the placeholder. Her name was Claire. I met her at a Titans tailgate. She had just finished a graphic design degree and was doing freelance branding work for boutiques. Claire had this magnetic pull to her. She could command an entire room without actually being warm. People just got sucked into her orbit whether they wanted to or not. I fell hard. The first year felt smooth. We spent most nights at my apartment in Germantown, eating Thai takeout, watching shows, talking about nothing. It felt normal, safe, like the beginning of the kind of life people work toward. Looking back, I do not think she ever really saw me. I think she saw stability. She saw someone useful, someone who would treat her well, pay bills on time, and stay in place until she found something shinier. After about 18 months, we moved in together. I wanted something reasonable. She wanted the Gulch, luxury high-rise, rooftop pool, smart home system, floor-to-ceiling windows, the kind of place people rent because it looks good in photos. She won. Rent was $2,800 before parking. I covered 60% because her freelance income was unpredictable. Some months she brought in $3,000. Other months it was $800. I never made a big deal out of it. I told myself relationships were not supposed to be scorekeeping. Claire ran with a crew of 4 friends. Jordan was the ringleader, always filming, always documenting, always turning real life into content. Madison was the hype echo. Whatever Jordan said, Madison amplified. Riley was the finance snob. She had a way of making every conversation about money and status. Paige called herself some kind of TikTok therapist and used therapy words like weapons. They traveled in a pack, loud, performative, always watching themselves be watched. My parents never really clicked with Claire. My mom noticed early that Claire almost never asked me anything about myself. My dad went quiet after Claire mocked my truck and called it basic. It was a 10-year-old truck, but it was paid off, reliable, and mine. They never told me not to marry her. They did not have to. Claire's parents were a different world. Her mother, Diane, treated Claire like a gifted prodigy who could do no wrong. Her father, Greg, mostly nodded along and funded whatever Claire wanted. Then there was Violet, Claire's younger sister. Quiet, overlooked, treated more like an assistant than a member of the family. By year 3, I had saved for a ring. It was a cushion-cut diamond in yellow gold with a hidden halo. $9,000. It took 6 jewelers before I found the right one. I was nervous, but I was proud of it. I thought about the look on her face when she saw it. I thought she would cry. I thought our families would clap. I thought it would be one of those moments we would tell people about years later. The plan was to propose at her birthday month dinner in April at Husk, the southern restaurant she had been obsessed with for months. Claire invited her 4 friends and both families. She called it a proper celebration. To me, it seemed perfect. Everyone important to her in one place. Dinner, dessert, then the proposal. I showed up early that night. I confirmed everything with the staff. I tipped the server ahead of time. I checked the ring box more times than I want to admit. Claire arrived 20 minutes late with her entourage, dressed like she was walking a red carpet. My parents sat quietly. Her parents showered her with praise the second she arrived. Violet slipped in last, barely noticed by anyone. Dinner went exactly the way dinners with Claire usually went. Her friends were loud. Claire held court. She made a few dismissive comments about being between projects, as if freelance instability was a charming lifestyle choice instead of something I had quietly been helping absorb for years. I kept touching the ring box in my pocket. Dessert was supposed to be my moment. What happened instead was something else entirely. As plates were being cleared, phones started coming up around the table. Jordan was filming openly. Madison was snapping clips. Paige was pretending she was not recording, which somehow made it more obvious. Jordan stood first. Her phone was already out. "Okay, everyone," she said loudly enough that nearby tables turned. "I want to make a toast to Claire for her birthday month celebration." Everyone raised their glasses. For 1 second, I relaxed. I thought, okay, just a toast. Then dessert. Then my moment. But Jordan kept going. "But first," she said, wearing that smile that was not quite a smile, "I think someone here has something they want to say." "Daniel, you've been looking nervous all night. Want to share what's in your pocket?" My stomach dropped. The table went silent. Claire looked at me with an expression I could not read. Her friends were all smiling. My parents looked confused. Her parents looked expectant. I stood slowly. Jordan kept recording. I started, my hand moving toward the box in my pocket. "Oh my God," Madison shrieked, right on cue. "Is he going to propose?" "Finally," Riley said, but her voice dripped with something mean. Diane leaned toward Claire and spoke loudly enough for everyone to hear. "Honey, are you sure about this? I mean, he's been nice and all, but you could do so much better. You shouldn't settle just because he's been around." The words hit like a slap. My mother's face went red. My father's jaw tightened. Greg stared down at his plate like he could disappear into it. I pulled out the box anyway. I opened it. The ring caught the light, and the restaurant seemed to go completely quiet. Before I could say anything, Claire laughed. Not a surprised laugh, not nervous, mocking. The kind of laugh you give to something pathetic. "Look at this guy," she said, loud enough for everyone to hear. "He actually thinks I'm going to marry him." Jordan's phone was still recording. Madison started laughing. Riley shook her head like she was embarrassed for me. Paige put on that fake sympathetic face. "Claire, babe," Paige said in this patronizing tone, "maybe we should talk about this privately." "Why?" Claire said. "Everyone here was going to find out eventually." Then she looked straight at me. "Daniel, seriously, did you really think this was going somewhere?" I stood there with the ring box open, everyone staring. "I mean, look around," she continued. "You can barely afford this place without stressing about it for weeks. You drive a 10-year-old truck. You work a job most people don't even understand. What exactly did you think you were bringing to the table?" Riley laughed. "Bringing to the table. Good one." My mom started to speak, but my dad stopped her gently. Violet stared down at her plate. Diane looked smug. Greg looked everywhere except at me. "Claire," I said quietly. "What?" she snapped. "Daniel, what are you going to say? That you love me? That we're good together?" She was performing now. "You're a placeholder," she said. "You've always been a placeholder. I was just waiting for the right time to upgrade." I closed the ring box. The click sounded loud in the sudden silence. Our server stood frozen a few feet away, with a tray in her hand, and her eyes wide. She had seen everything. So had half the restaurant. "Enjoy your dinner," I said. Then I looked at my parents. "Let's go." We walked together to the server station. The server followed us, rattled. "Sir, I'm so sorry," she said quietly. "That was... I've never seen anything like that." "Not your fault," I told her, pulling out my wallet. "Can you split the check? Just charge my card for the three of us." I gestured toward my parents. "They can figure out the rest themselves." She nodded and processed it quickly. My dad stood beside me with one hand on my shoulder. It took maybe 5 minutes. Behind us, I could hear Claire's voice getting louder. She was saying I could not take a joke, that I was being dramatic, that I had embarrassed her. The server handed me the receipt. "If you ever need someone to confirm what happened here tonight," she said, keeping her voice low, "my name is Rachel. The manager has my contact info." "Thank you," I said. My mom touched my arm but did not say anything. We walked out past tables full of people pretending not to stare, past the hostess stand, and into the Nashville night. In the parking lot, my mother finally spoke. "Come stay with us tonight." "I need to get my stuff first," I said. "Then we'll follow you," my dad replied. It was not a question. It was a fact. We drove in convoy back to the high-rise. The whole way there, my phone was exploding with texts, calls, and voicemails. I did not look at any of them. The apartment was dark when we arrived. Claire was still at the restaurant, probably celebrating how clever she had been. I did not waste time. My dad grabbed my work stuff and clothes. My mom packed essentials, bathroom items, a photo of my parents, a few books. 40 minutes, 3 trips, and 3.5 years fit into my truck. I left everything we had bought together: furniture, dishes, smart speakers, the $600 espresso machine. I took only what was mine: tools, gym bag, hard hat, safety vest, clothes, work equipment. Before I walked out, I shut everything down. I removed my access from the smart home system. I changed every password. I screenshotted a month of texts, rent requests, money complaints, and anything else that might matter later. Then I saved it all to the cloud. After that, I sent one message: do not contact me again. I muted her number instead of blocking it. Clean evidence, no noise. My parents followed me to an extended stay hotel in Brentwood. I did not sleep. At 3 in the morning, I turned my phone back on. 87 texts, 32 missed calls, most from unknown numbers. I screenshotted everything, saved it. Then I blocked her entire circle. The next morning, I handled the rest. I called the landlord and signed off the lease. I paid through the end of the month. Claire could figure out $2,800 a month alone. Then I called my bank. Split accounts, revoked access, changed every password, shut down every shared service. Around noon, my dad came by the hotel with coffee and breakfast sandwiches from a place he liked. Your mother wants to know if you need anything, he said, sitting across from me at the small table. I need to find an apartment, I said. Take your time. Hotel is paid for 2 weeks. I'm not going to hide. He looked at me for a long moment. Good, you shouldn't, but you need to be smart about what comes next. What do you mean? I mean, her parents saw what happened. Her friends recorded it. This is going to get messy. You need to document everything. Every contact attempt, every message, everything. Do not respond. Just save it all. You think she's going to try to fix it? I think she's going to try to control the narrative, he said. And when that does not work, she is going to panic. People like that do not handle consequences well. He was right. By Monday morning, it had already started. Jordan posted a story on Instagram. I could have watched it from a burner account, but I did not. Ryan from work called me instead. Dude, you need to see this. I'm not on my real Instagram anymore, I said. She's saying you proposed to Claire out of nowhere, that you had been pressuring her for months, that she had to reject you publicly because you would not take no for an answer in private. My jaw tightened. That is a lie. I know it is a lie, Ryan said, but it is getting traction. Her friends are all commenting and backing up the story. They are making you sound controlling and desperate. Sent me screenshots. He did. All of them. Jordan's original post. Comments from Madison, Riley, and Paige. All of them coordinating the same story. Claire was not posting herself, but she was liking every comment that painted me as the villain. I saved everything. That became my habit. Every contact attempt, every message, every threat, every post. Document, save, back up. Then something else happened. My work email pinged. It was a message from HR asking to schedule a meeting. My stomach dropped. I called Mark immediately. Mark was my boss. What is going on? I asked. Someone sent an anonymous email to HR and the partners, he said. Claims you have been unstable at work, aggressive with coworkers, mentions something about a public incident over the weekend. They want to talk to you. I will be there in 30 minutes, I said. I am bringing documentation. I showed up at work with a folder. Printed screenshots of Claire's texts about money. Printed screenshots of the call log from that night. Printed screenshots of the social media posts, trying to rewrite what happened. Mark and the HR director sat across from me. Daniel, the HR director started. We received an email making some serious accusations. I know, I said, sliding the folder across the table. Here is what actually happened. I walked them through everything. The planned proposal, the public humiliation, the recording, the coordinated social media attack, the anonymous email that was clearly retaliation. Do you know who sent it? Mark asked. I can guess, I said, but I cannot prove it. What I can prove is that I am being harassed by my ex-girlfriend and her friends after I tried to propose, and she rejected me by humiliating me in front of a restaurant full of people. The HR director read through everything slowly. Then she looked up at me. We are going to need you to file a formal complaint about the harassment, she said. And if any of these people contact you again or attempt to contact anyone here, you need to let us know immediately. Already planning on it, I said. I left that meeting with my job intact, and an official paper trail started. It was the first small win. That night, my phone rang from an unknown number. I did not answer. I let it go to voicemail. When I listened later, it was Diane, Claire's mother. Daniel, this is getting out of hand. Claire is devastated. She did not mean what she said. She was just overwhelmed by the pressure of a public proposal. You know how she gets. I think you two need to sit down and talk this through like adults. She is willing to forgive you for embarrassing her at the restaurant if you are willing to admit you moved too fast. Call me back. She was willing to forgive me for embarrassing her. I saved the voicemail and did not call back. 2 days later, another voicemail came in. This time it was Greg, Claire's father. His voice was quiet, almost apologetic. Daniel, it's Greg. I wanted to say I am sorry about how that dinner went. What Claire said, what Diane said, it was not right. I should have spoken up. You know how Diane gets. And Claire, she has always been strong-willed. When Diane encourages her, look, I am not making excuses. I just wanted you to know, not everyone in the family thought that was okay, but I cannot go against them on this. I hope you understand. Take care of yourself. I saved that voicemail too. Not because I planned to use it, just because it proved what I already knew about that family. Greg saw the problem. He knew it was wrong. He just did not have the spine to do anything about it. I found an apartment in East Nashville. Nothing fancy, a 2-bedroom in an older complex with off-street parking, and a gym that was really just a room with some weights and a treadmill. Rent was $1,150. For the first time in a long time, I could breathe. I moved in over the next week. I worked half days and spent afternoons setting everything up. Bed, couch, TV, kitchen stuff, all new. Nothing from the old place. Nothing that reminded me of her. My parents helped me move the heavy stuff. My mom bought dishes and towels and kept asking if I was okay. I kept saying yes, even though we both knew I was not. Work kept me sane. We had a new hotel development near the airport, a complex fire suppression design. I threw myself into it, stayed late, came in early, worked through lunch. Mark noticed. He complimented my work ethic and mentioned a possible senior engineer promotion by the end of the year. Ryan had my back through all of it. He had gone through a brutal divorce a few years earlier, so he understood what it meant when life blew up overnight. We hit the gym together, and he never pushed me to talk unless I needed to. I returned the ring to the jeweler in early May and took store credit. $9,000 sitting there for whenever I needed it. It felt good to have it out of my hands. The harassment kept evolving. Burner numbers sent coordinated messages. You owe her an apology. You embarrassed her in front of her family. Real men do not propose unless they are sure. The messages never came directly from Claire, but it was obvious they were orchestrated. I kept receipts quietly, noted time and date, did not respond, archived and blocked. Then came the weird gifts, flowers with unsigned cards, an expensive coffee basket, whiskey delivered to work. Everything was designed to look romantic, but it felt like surveillance. I refused all deliveries and told both my building and my workplace not to accept anything from me unless I personally approved it. Then came the ambush attempt. Ryan got a LinkedIn message from Madison. She wants to apologize in person, he told me. Seems sincere. It is a setup, I replied. Tell her no and block her. But Madison did not stop. 2 days later, she sent me a direct message from a new account. Daniel, I know you are angry. I get it. But can we please meet for coffee? Just 30 minutes. I want to apologize face-to-face for my part in what happened. No Claire, no other friends, just me. Starbucks on West End. Your choice of time. I stared at the message. Something felt wrong. Too earnest. Too specific about the location. I looked up the Starbucks she mentioned. Small space, limited seating. Very easy to position a phone to record the entire place. I asked Ryan to check Madison's recent follows from his account. He reported back that one of them was a TikTok creator who specialized in public confrontations. I called him. Madison just tried to set up a coffee meeting. You going? He asked. No. It is a recording setup. She wants me somewhere public where they can film me. She probably cries, makes me look like the villain who will not accept an apology, and then they post it so I become the bad guy again. Smart catch. I replied to Madison's message. Not interested in being filmed for your redemption arc. Lose my contact info. Then I blocked the new account and logged it. After that, I locked everything down tighter. I installed a Ring doorbell camera, changed the locks, added a second deadbolt, called the building manager, and put Claire's photo on file with strict no-entry instructions. Is this a protective order situation? The manager asked. Not yet, I said. But if she shows up, call the police and call me. Do not let her in. Weeks passed. Late April turned into May. Work was going well. I was sleeping better, eating regularly. For a brief moment, I thought maybe I would get through it. Then Violet reached out. The message came through LinkedIn on a Tuesday morning. Daniel, it's Violet. I know you do not want to hear from anyone connected to her, but I need to talk. It is important. Can we meet somewhere public? I stared at that message for a long time. Violet had always been nice to me, quiet and polite, mostly ignored by her family. But she was still Claire's sister. This could have been another setup. Still, something about it felt different. It felt genuine. Coffee, I replied. That place on 5th tomorrow at noon. I'll be there, she said. Violet showed up early. She was sitting at a corner table with both hands wrapped around a coffee cup, looking nervous. Thanks for meeting me, she said. What is this about? She pulled out her phone and slid it across the table. At the top of the screen was a group chat name. Operation Upgrade. Read it, she said. I started scrolling. The messages went back 3 months. Jordan. Madison. Riley. Paige. Claire. They had planned the humiliation. Every detail. How Jordan would guess about the proposal. How Madison would laugh on cue. How Riley would make money comments. How Paige would offer fake sympathy. Every beat choreographed. But there was another reason. I kept scrolling. Messages about another guy. Kent. Older. Established. A brand consultant. Claire had been seeing him for 2 months. Her friends knew and covered for her. They made excuses, deleted tags, helped her hide it. The humiliation was not about fear of commitment. It was about clearing the path for Kent, without Claire having to be the bad guy. I looked up at Violet. Why show me this? Because it is wrong, she said. I have watched Claire manipulate people my whole life. I have watched my parents worship her while treating me like I am invisible. I have watched her use people and throw them away with 0 consequences because my mom always fixes everything. I am done watching. What do you want? Nothing, Violet said. I wanted you to know the truth. What you do with it is up to you. Could you send me these screenshots? She nodded and sent the entire thread to my email. Months of messages, proof of the affair, proof of premeditation, everything. One more thing, Violet said. I waited. Kent dumped her last week. Once everything went public, he panicked. He said he could not be associated with that kind of drama. He blocked her. And now she wants you back. Now she needs you back. I felt cold. Her clients dropped her after Instagram went viral beyond her friend group, Violet continued. People do not hire someone who publicly humiliates her partner and then brags about it. My mom is doing damage control, but it is not working. Claire's reputation is tanking. She thinks if she gets you back, she can spin it as a misunderstanding. That is not happening. I know, Violet said. That is why I wanted to warn you. She is not stable. Desperate people do stupid things. Violet stood to leave. If she finds out I talked to you, it will be World War II, she said. But you should know not everyone in our family thought what she did was okay. My dad will not say it, but he knows it was wrong. He is just too afraid of my mom. After she left, I forwarded everything to secure cloud storage and made 3 backups. Then I called Ryan. I need you to be my witness for something. He met me at my apartment an hour later. I showed him everything on my laptop. Let him read the entire thread. I watched his face go from confused to angry to disgusted. This is insane, he said. They planned the whole thing, every word. And she was cheating for 2 months. We drafted a simple document. Ryan confirmed he saw everything, dated and signed it. We both took photos of it with our phones for metadata. Done. That night, I consulted a lawyer. One of my dad's colleagues specialized in civil harassment. I walked him through everything. The public humiliation, the social media attacks, the anonymous work complaint, the stalking, the documented conspiracy. You have an extremely strong case for a protective order, he said, and potentially for defamation, if you want to pursue that. I do not want money, I told him. I want her to leave me alone. Then we file for a protective order, but get ready for her to lose it. Once she is served, she will realize she has lost control. People do not react well to that. I am ready. I hope you are. The paperwork was filed on a Friday. The court date was set for about 2 weeks later. Claire would be served by Monday, and a temporary protective order would be in effect immediately upon service. I spent the weekend preparing. I made sure every digital account was secure. I made sure building management had her photo and clear instructions. I made sure my work knew what was happening. I made sure my parents were aware and had copies of all documentation. Monday morning, I got the call. Claire had been served at her parents' house. According to the process server, she opened the door, read the papers, and immediately started screaming. Diane came to the door yelling about harassment. The server documented everything and filed it. By Monday afternoon, my doorbell camera caught the first attempt. Claire showed up and tried to get buzzed in. The building manager denied her. She started yelling into the intercom. Daniel, open the door. We need to talk about this protective order thing. This is insane. I just want to explain what really happened. You are being crazy. The building manager warned her. She refused to leave. The police came. She was sitting in the lobby crying, telling anyone who would listen that her ex-boyfriend was harassing her. The police reviewed the footage, saw that she had refused to leave, gave her a warning, and escorted her out. First violation on record. On Tuesday, she tried a different approach. She showed up at my work. The receptionist called me. Security is on the way. I came downstairs with my phone recording. Claire switched into performance mode the second she saw me. Daniel, please. We need to talk. This was a mistake. I was hurt and I said things I should not have said, but we can fix this. You need to leave, I said. You have been served with a protective order. You are violating it. That is ridiculous. I am just trying to talk to you. Security arrived. Ma'am, one guard said, you need to leave the building. This is a public building, Claire snapped. It is a private office building, and you are trespassing. You can leave willingly, or we call the police. She looked at me with tears running down her face. You are really going to do this? You already did this, I said. I am just responding. She left. Security walked her out to the street. I filed a report with the police and added the video. Second violation on record. Wednesday was quiet. Or at least, I thought it was. Wednesday night, Riley called from an unknown number. I almost did not answer, but something made me pick up. Daniel, it's Riley, she said. I'm out. Out of what? The group. I deleted the chat. I gave my lawyer copies of everything in case Claire drags me into her legal mess. And if you need a statement about what happened, about the planning, I will provide it. Why now? Because I work in finance, she said. I have licenses. I have a reputation. Claire has been telling people I am part of some harassment conspiracy. My firm got a weird inquiry about my character today. I am not going down for her insanity. Send me what you need notarized. I will email you. 2 days later, a notarized statement arrived. 4 pages detailing Operation Upgrade. Confirming Kent. Confirming the premeditation. Riley did not do it out of guilt. She did it out of self-preservation. But I took it. The friend group was fracturing. Jordan went quiet. Riley turned. Madison and Paige went radio silent. The crew was falling apart. Thursday afternoon, my building manager called. Daniel, we have a situation. What happened? Your ex is here with her mother. They are demanding to speak with you. They have a check. Ask them to leave. They are refusing. Should I call the police? Yes. I left work early and drove straight home. The police were already there, talking to Claire and Diane. Claire was holding an envelope. Diane was going hard at the officer, using that outraged mother voice like volume could replace logic. The officer saw me. Sir, are you Daniel? I am. These women say they are here to return property. I do not want anything from them, I said. Claire is under an active protective order, and she is here with her mother helping her violate it. Diane's face went red. This is absurd. We are trying to fix this, and you are acting like a victim. Ma'am, the officer said, you both need to leave. We have a check for him, Claire said, holding up the envelope. Reimbursement for the ring. I returned the ring 2 weeks ago, I said. Still, I took the envelope so they would have no excuse to return. Officer, I want this documented as a violation. She is not supposed to contact me directly or indirectly. The officer nodded. You are being cited for violation of a protective order, he told Claire. Then he turned to Diane. Ma'am, you are being trespassed from this property. If you return, you will be arrested. They left. The officer gave me copies of the citations. Back in my apartment, I opened the envelope. Inside was a check for $10,000. There was also a note in Diane's handwriting. For the ring and your trouble. In exchange, we need you to send a statement to Claire's former clients and post on social media that the incident at dinner was a mutual misunderstanding. Claire's career depends on clearing her reputation. This is a fair trade. I photographed the check and the note. Then I slid both into a plastic sleeve and dropped them into my evidence folder for my lawyer. I wanted to tear them up, but anger could wait. Paperwork could not. Also, Diane's idea of a fair trade for trying to ruin someone's life at dinner was laughable. That night, the restaurant manager from Huss called. He had pulled my number from the reservation file. Mr. Daniel? Yes. I thought you should know. Someone requested that we delete security footage from April 12th. They claimed it was a privacy violation. My body went still. Did you delete it? No, sir. We are required to keep it for 90 days, but someone is trying to erase what happened. If you need a copy for legal purposes, I can provide that. I would appreciate that. The next morning, I received an email from an unknown address. Subject line, we should talk. It was from Jordan. Daniel, I have the full video from the proposal. Everything. High definition. Multiple angles. Footage from before and after that is damaging to Claire's version. I am willing to delete it and never post it, but I need you to do something first. Drop the protective order. Publicly clear Claire's name. Say it was a mutual breakup that got heated. Do that, and this footage disappears forever. Do not, and it goes live on TikTok, where it will get millions of views. You have 48 hours. People always act toughest when they are typing evidence. I forwarded it to my lawyer. 10 minutes later, he called. This is extortion, he said, and she is an idiot for putting it in writing. Forward it to police. She just handed you another charge. So I did exactly that. A detective called Jordan the same day. Whatever he said made her delete the footage in every social media account within hours. Done. The hearing was on a Wednesday. I showed up with my lawyer, my documentation, and Ryan as a witness. Claire showed up with her parents and a lawyer they had hired. We sat on opposite sides of the courtroom. The judge reviewed the petition. He reviewed the evidence, group chat, screenshots, social media posts, violation reports, video footage from my building and my work. Claire's lawyer tried arguing that I was overreacting to a bad breakup and that Claire had simply exercised her right to refuse a proposal. My lawyer presented the group chat. He showed the premeditation. He showed the affair. He showed the deliberate plan. Then he showed the escalating harassment afterward. The judge was not impressed. Miss Claire, the judge asked, did you plan this public rejection in advance? Claire's lawyer tried to object. The judge cut him off. I am asking your client directly, Claire swallowed. We talked about it, she said. But it was not meant to hurt him. It was just supposed to be funny. Funny, the judge repeated. You thought publicly humiliating your partner of 3.5 years in front of both families and a restaurant full of strangers would be funny? I was overwhelmed. You were cheating on him for 2 months, the judge said. And when he tried to propose, you had already decided to end it, but did not want to be the one to do it. So you arranged a public humiliation. Is that accurate? Claire did not answer. Her lawyer started to speak. I am going to stop you right there, the judge said to him. I have seen a lot of cases in this courtroom. This is one of the more calculated things I have seen in a domestic matter. The protective order was granted. 2 years, 100 yards minimum distance, no contact, direct or indirect, no third-party contact, no social media contact. Violations would result in immediate arrest and criminal charges. Clear? The judge asked. Yes, Your Honor, Claire said. The judge signed the order. The hotel project wrapped up in early June. The day after the final inspection, Mark called me into his office. The partners want to see you, he said. Why? Relax. It is good news. It turned out to be very good news. Promotion to senior engineer, effective immediately. Not at the end of the year. Now, 20% raise. My own project team. A corner office. Not that I cared much about the office, but it was nice. You have been through hell the last 2 months, Mark said, after the partners left. But your work did not suffer. If anything, you got sharper. That is impressive. I just focused on what I could control, I said. Well, keep doing that. You are going places. In July, I moved into a better apartment. A real 2-bedroom with actual security. $1,400 a month. Easy with the raise. Sometime in late August, I started seeing Heather. Ryan's wife set it up. Heather was her coworker from the hospital. Surgical nurse, low drama, normal, the opposite of everything I had been living through. By September, work was steady. Heather was easy to be around. The order held. I thought maybe the worst was finally over. I was wrong. October brought the meltdown. Violet called me, her voice shaking. Claire was not okay. She was obsessed. Planning something. Diane was encouraging her, saying I would come around. Violet was worried Claire would do something stupid. If she violates the order, she gets arrested, I said. I do not think she cares anymore. I called my lawyer and discussed options. The advice was simple. Stay alert. Press charges immediately if she violated. 3 days later, it happened. I was leaving work on a Friday, heading to my truck in the parking garage, when I saw her immediately. Claire was standing next to my truck in a white wedding dress. Bouquet in hand. Makeup done. Eyes manic. Daniel, she said, smiling too wide. I have been waiting for you. I stopped about 10 feet away, pulled out my phone, and started recording. You need to leave, I said. You are violating a protective order. I know, she said, but I had to see you. I have been thinking about everything, about what I lost. You were right. We should get married. We should be together. Claire, you need to leave right now. No, listen. I am ready now. I am saying yes. I do, Daniel. I do. I want to marry you. We can fix this. Everyone will see we were meant to be together. It will fix everything. She stepped toward me. I stepped back. This is not about us, I said. This is about you trying to fix your reputation. You do not love me. You never did. Leave before I call the police. I do love you, she insisted. I do. I am saying yes to the proposal. I do, Daniel. I do. Co-workers were starting to stop and watch. A security guard spoke into his radio nearby. You are embarrassing yourself, I said quietly. No, you do not understand. I need you. If you take me back, everyone will see it was a misunderstanding. They will stop saying things about me. My clients will come back. Kent will realize he made a mistake. My mom says if you give me another chance, everything will go back to normal. Nothing is going back to normal. Daniel, please. She was crying now, mascara running down her face. I am begging you. I will do anything. I will be whatever you want. Please take me back. I cannot handle everyone hating me. I need you to fix this. The security guard approached. Ma'am, you need to leave the property. I am talking to my fiancé, she said. You are trespassing. The police have been called. We are not working anything out, I said. You have a protective order. You are violating it. Leave. I am not leaving until you say yes, she said. I am not leaving until you agree. I am standing here in a wedding dress. I am saying yes. I am saying I do. And you owe me a response. Police sirens grew closer. I do not owe you anything, I said. You made your choice at that restaurant. You humiliated me, cheated on me, tried to destroy my reputation, and now you are harassing me because your life fell apart and you think I am your reset button. I am not. This is over. Accept that before you end up in jail. 2 cruisers pulled into the garage. 4 officers got out. Claire saw them, and panic crossed her face. Officers, this woman is violating a protective order, I said, handing my phone to security. I have video. I have witnesses. I want to press charges. Ma'am, one officer said, we need you to come with us. No, Claire said. You do not understand. I was just trying to fix things. He is my fiancé. We are working things out. Ma'am, we have a copy of the protective order. You are in violation. Come with us now. Claire tried to run. She got 3 steps before 2 officers grabbed her. The flowers went flying. She started screaming that I was ruining her life, that her mother would hear about this, that her lawyer would destroy me. They cuffed her, read her rights, and put her in the cruiser while she screamed. One officer took my statement. He reviewed the video. He took the security guard's statement and statements from coworkers who had witnessed it. You will need to come to the station tomorrow to file a formal report, he said. But I want you to know this is a clear violation. She is looking at criminal charges and possible jail time, depending on the judge. I just want her to leave me alone, I said. After tonight, I think she will. They drove away with Claire still screaming in the back of the cruiser. The security guard gave me back my phone. My coworkers asked if I was okay. I said yes, even though I was not completely sure. I called my lawyer from my truck and told him what happened. He said he would file for an extension of the protective order and push for the maximum penalties on the violation. Then I called Violet. She did it, I said. She showed up at my work in a wedding dress. Police arrested her. Violet was quiet for a long moment. I am sorry, she said. I tried to warn you. I know. It is not your fault. But you should probably prepare for the fallout at your house. I am already preparing, she said. I am actually looking at apartments. I think it is time I moved out. Good for you, Daniel, she said. For what it is worth, you handled this exactly right. From day one, you handled it right. Do not let anyone tell you different. Thanks. I drove home, sat in my apartment, and watched the video one more time. Claire in a white dress, screaming, I do, while police closed in. It should have felt like victory. It felt more like exhaustion, but it was over. The violation hearing happened 2 weeks later. Claire pleaded guilty. 6 months probation. Court-ordered evaluation. Protective order extended to 5 years. The judge was not sympathetic. Mental health struggles do not excuse stalking, he said. You had every opportunity to comply. These are the consequences. Greg pulled me aside in the hallway afterward. I should have said something at that dinner, he said. I knew it was wrong. I have known for years how Diane and Claire treat people. I just did not have the courage. I am sorry. Too late for sorry. He nodded. I know, but she is my daughter, and I love her. She did this to herself, I said. Diane enabled every step. He looked like he wanted to argue, but he did not. He just walked away. A week later, Diane tried one last move. She found Heather through a photo Ryan's wife had posted and tagged, then sent Heather a Facebook message warning her that I was emotionally manipulative. One cease and desist letter shut that down permanently. After that, life moved on. The hotel project won an award. I kept the promotion. Claire moved to Atlanta with her reputation destroyed. Violet got her own place and cut family ties. Ryan and I still hit the gym. Nobody asks about Claire anymore. Sometimes I think about that night at Husk. The ring box. Her laugh. The way everyone stared. The walk out of the restaurant. Everything that came after. For a while, I thought that was the worst night of my life. Now I see it differently. The best thing Claire ever did for me was show me exactly who she was before I married her. It hurt. It humiliated me. It blew up the life I thought I had. But it also saved me from marrying someone who saw love as leverage, loyalty as weakness, and a decent man as nothing more than a placeholder. So yes, it was worth it. I dodged the bullet before it became my whole life. And sometimes, the trash really does take itself out.